Vlogs. We back with another video. We staying consistent. We're gonna do at least 5 vids a day, every day of the week. You know what I'm saying? We finna go up. This video is the girl who set her boyfriend up and got him killed. So me personally, I'd have been set up by a bitch before, bro. Luckily it wasn't to this extent to where I got harmed or had a threat, but I done got set up with a little baby bop I was fucking with, and I got my crib robbed while I was at work, you know what I'm saying? So definitely do not be trusting these backdoor ass bitches, bro. Do not do it. Your ass will get fucked up, fried, and killed fucking with these hoes for sure. But we gonna go ahead and get into this video. Drop a like, subscribe, feel what I'm saying?
On January 3rd, 4 p.m. local time, police were called following reports of an attack that happened in a town called Reading, Berkshire. And this is in England.
In England? You got backdoored in England? Is backdooring even a thing out there? I feel like that's an American thing.
Unfortunately, though, the boy that the emergency calls were made for passed away at the scene while trying to fight for his life. And he died by a knife wound made to the back of his neck by the sword that you guys are seeing right here on your screens. I mean, it's a really sad situation, and this kid was unfortunately the victim of the narcissism and selfishness of the people around him. So in today's video, I'm going to be going into the details of what happened to him, why it happened, and the aftermath that took place. Oliver, or Ollie for short, as his friends and family called him, is a 13-year-old boy who went to a local school named Highdown in his town of Reading, England. According to his parents, though, Ollie was diagnosed with autism and was suspected to have something called pathological demand avoidance. This means that not only did Ollie have trouble communicating and behaving normally, but he also had a tendency to go against what he was told to do.
Oh, so he had like authority problems.
And it may seem like I'm trying to put this kid in a bad light to some of you, but nah, that's not what I'm trying to do at all. I just wanted to shed some light on the difficulties that this kid was already going through before his life was unfortunately stripped away from him. And the most painful part about this whole situation is that Ollie didn't even die on the spot when he was stabbed. After the incident, he was fighting for his life, trying to make his way back home from the park of which he was stabbed at. And the witnesses who saw this kid, this random kid, stumbling and stabbed with blood covered all over him, tried to revive him and did what they could do to keep Ollie alive until the paramedics could arrive. But sadly, it was a failed attempt. However,
bro, that's why people be talking about how getting rid of guns will make shit better, bro. I'd rather get shot than stabbed or like hit with some type of machete or a knife, sword, you know what I'm saying? I feel like stabbing someone is way more personal. You gotta be way more fucked up in the head to do something like that, folks.
As of now, what we know from officials is that his murder was conspired by a group of teenagers.
Oh, man, you're a teenager? Oh, no, this is bad.
A boy aged 13 and another boy aged 14.
What? Why are these little ass kids doing that, folks? 13, 14? Why is you setting up niggas at 13? This bitch needs to go to jail. She needs to be underneath the prison, bro.
Been charged with conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm. And since then, they have been held in a youth detention custody center, and the date set for their trial is the 21st of June. And it was said that the trial itself would last anywhere from between 5 to 6 weeks. So it's gonna be pretty drawn out. And during the hearing of their
case, drawn out? Well, you know how long this YSL case been going? That ain't nothing.
They were told that their crime was so heinous that if they were adults, they could have easily landed 14 years in prison without a trial. In addition to those charges, the 13-year-old girl was also charged for perversion of the course of justice. In other words, she was found to not only delete information from her phone that linked her to the murder, but also told her accomplices to do so as well.
Bro, these bitches really be thinking because they dropping the low, like nothing's gonna happen to them. Like, first of all, what these dumb assholes don't be realizing is if a nigga is using you to backdoor somebody, he really don't give a fuck about you. Because if something go wrong to where y'all don't get the job done, the nigga that got backdoor, you gonna be the first person he come looking for. So, I don't know why these women be putting themselves in this shit and thinking, oh, I'm gonna just unsend the message. Oh, I'm gonna just delete the app. Are you slow? Are you slow?
Oliver's family described this ordeal as every parent's worst nightmare, and they extended a message of gratitude to everyone in the situation who tried to help in any way that they could. including an off-duty doctor who actually tried to save him when he found Oliver fighting his way home. I mean, this is brutal. Like, in his last dying seconds, this kid could think of nothing else but making his way back home to his parents, his mom, his dad, and his siblings. But as I said earlier in the video, Oliver studied in a school near his home called Highdown School, which was where people were laying flowers to pay him tribute. And to help Oliver's family with expenses such as funeral costs, especially during this crippling pandemic, his friends have set up a crowdfunding campaign with a goal of about £21,000 and is soon to be reaching that target. And actually, at the time of this recording, the goal has been met of £21,960. So it's good to know that Oliver's family and, close ones are getting the financial help that they desperately need. And it's absolutely tragic that a murder happened in a park where, people are supposed to be having fun at, family gatherings, picnics. You go there to walk your dog, hang out with your friends, or play catch, football, whatever the case may be. But now every time people go to that park, they'll be reminded of the heinous murder of a 13-year-old kid that took place there. And let's not forget that Ollie was diagnosed with autism, which means that...
Okay, it's a lot of bluffing going on right here. Can we get into what actually happened? What is he... I know you want to get your watch time up, but damn, my brother, can we get into it?
Now let's talk about the suspects in this case. And to start off, this is the information that I found on the internet, and not all of it is 100% verifiable, but they were constantly being circulated by people on different social media platforms. So take some of it with a grain of salt. First off is the 13-year-old girl named Skylar. She was apparently the girlfriend of Oliver Stevens, from what's been gathered on the internet. I saw this on Twitter the first day it took place. So here's how the story goes based on what I've heard. Ollie yelled at Skylar at a party for sending revealing pictures, which are nudes.
Oh, so the back door baby bot was a thought? You 13, 14 sending people nudes? What the fuck?
To other people. And he was mad at her for, basically cheating digitally. And Skylar, being the obviously narcissistic, entitled girl that she is, she didn't take that well and proceeded to put up a modern-day bounty hunt on...
What? I don't know how much money that is in American dollars. My BF has been pissing me off lately. And yesterday, he shouted at me for sending news to someone else. First of all, why did you have the nerve to post this? So you admitting that you're a thought. You didn't say he got mad at me for sending news that I didn't do. You said he shouted at me for sending news to someone else. So I want to set him up to get robbed or stabbed, but not killed. So just stab him in the hand or something to teach him a lesson? I will bring him to the destination for you to do it. Snap me if you want to do it. Need it done this week. Oh! Oh, so you want to go to jail? Oh, you's the tough bitch, huh? Oh yeah, if I let my girlfriend post some shit like this, I'll clap your dumb ass myself. I ain't going, man, hell no.
Her boyfriend through Snapchat.
Crazy.
I know it sounds weird, but apparently this is exactly what happened. But this is what she posted to Snapchat. She said, "My boyfriend has been pissing me off lately, and yesterday he shouted at me for sending nudes to someone else. So I want to set him up to get robbed or stabbed, but not killed. So just stab him in the hand or something to teach him a lesson. I will bring him to the destination for you to do it. Snap me if you want to do it. Need it done this week." And of course, at the very top, you can see her price of what she was willing to pay out is $154 or pounds and 94p. So yeah, she posted what essentially is a...
Why the fuck she add the change? What I'm gonna do with this 94 cents? Huh? Y'all be slow.
Hunt on Snapchat with a price tag of what, 154 pounds, which translates to what, like $175, which I doubt a 13-year-old has. And on top of that, she said she would lure him to the destination for him to get robbed or,
conspiracy
stabbed.
to commit
However,
murder.
Upon my little bit of research I did, I found out that Skylar has a TikTok page that has quite a large following of about 25,000 followers, which is pretty impressive for a 13-year-old. But I mean, in this day and age, any girl, regardless of her age, seems to be pretty popular online. So that's not a surprise. But since the incident, it has been set to private. And since then, there has been a disgusting amount of copycat accounts out there trying to profit off of her crime. I guess they're trying to, you know, steal the spotlight, the limelight, or the popularity of anybody who's trying to find her real account.
Clout is a crazy
anytime
drug,
something like this happens where someone kills someone else or someone commits a horrific crime, there are always copycat accounts out there. I just find it weird. It's bizarre. But if you try to contact any of these fake profiles, they're mostly filled with trolls. You'll actually get some responses from them, you know, pretending to be Skylar, of course. Like this one that says, "I told you guys to rob him, not M him." And M in this context referring to murder. You know, I guess like it's like a rush of dopamine to the brain for these people, you know, who get to be in the spotlight for something that has nothing to do with them. However, upon the publication of this incident to the public, there was obviously a lot of outrage. And based on my research, people got a hold of her Snapchat username, her private phone number, her address. Like I actually saw a picture of her docs. I found that. I don't know if it's illegal to download or screenshot a docs, but I did for research purposes. However, I obviously won't be sharing it in this video for legal reasons. And let me make this clear, I'm not condoning violence or any threats to a 13-year-old girl, even though she is an accomplice to a murder, but I do understand why people feel this way. Because if that were my brother, you know, and this 13-year-old girl was the direct cause of his death, I don't think I would take her age into consideration for what I might do to her if given the chance. I know it sounds fucked up, but the situation is brutal. It's tragic. But now let's move on to the guy who actually did the crime. According to what I found, the boy who stabbed Oliver Stevens in the neck and left him for dead has not officially been named by law enforcement. But there have been pictures circulating.
He's a minor. You can't even release his information for real.
On the internet where the people who posted them claim that this is him. In the pictures that I found of this kid, you can clearly see that he has dirty blonde hair. He often wears a lot of black. He's throwing up gang signs. They look to
Bro,
be
what gang is you in? In the UK. This nigga throwing up blood and shit. Like, bro, you're not in a gang, bro. You're not tough. You're 13. Nigga, you are on a motorized scooter, gang. You don't even got a car. You just caught a body for $175, bro. You are a goofy.
I think in another picture, this kid is posed up with
like, bro, that's not even a Gucci belt, nigga. This is a Target belt, bro. What do you? This is, bro. That's not a shiesty mask, nigga. This is a COVID mask, bro.
And signed for guns, as if he's holding one. He has a little chain around his neck. Pants are hanging off his hip. You know, I don't know if he knows how to actually wear a belt. Clearly not. In another image, he's wearing all black, so clearly that's his color. I don't know what the hell. Maybe that's just a part of his image. But in this image, and this is the most important one that I found, you can clearly see him posed up on an electric scooter, right? His face totally covered up. And in his hand is what appears to be a katana or some kind of sword. And I believe this kind of stuff is illegal in the UK. Like you can't have knives or knives this large in your possession, especially at 13 years old. However, based on the clues that I've gathered, I believe that
an unskippable ad during an unmissable Prime show. It's a triumph.
Experience the power of Soul Fitness.
I believe that this is the murder weapon. This is the knife that the murderer, which is this kid, used to kill Oliver Stevens. And here's another view of the katana or the sword. You can see it's pretty long, and I don't know how a 13-year-old kid...
Man, that shit look dirty. It got all type of bacteria and shit on it, bro.
It's a hold of a weapon of this caliber. But hey, clearly, this kid is hanging around these streets. You know, I'm getting the vibe that this guy, he's probably influenced by a lot of violent pop music in today's day and age. We already know there's a lot of drill music out there, you know, street music that glamorizes violence and murder.
UK drill
and a lot of
music
young
is
boys
so
are
ass,
influenced
bro.
by
I
this
can't
stuff.
even
So I'm
listen
pretty
to
sure
it.
that this kid is one of them. However, like I said, I haven't been able to officially find verifiable info to indicate that this is the actual person who took Oliver's life. But I think it's pretty obvious at this point because some things you don't need law enforcement to come out and tell you. Like, it's pretty obvious.
Hey, listen, you dumb Audi, bro, I'll f***ing kill you, fam. I'll f***ing end you. Watch, if you're on badness, yeah? If you're on bad, hey, listen, I'm coming outside your school tomorrow. Be there, have your shank, and we'll see where I'm going.
And also, I found an interesting Reddit thread discussing, Oliver's murder. And people in that thread were speculating that at most, she would get either a year in prison or some kind of light tap on the wrist due to her age. And this
Yeah, I don't know how that shit go in the UK, but I know in America, she probably wouldn't get that much. She might get like juvenile life, where she'll be in that bitch till she's 21 and get out. I don't know how it works in the UK though. She might be cooked.
speculation comes from the fact that she's a 13-year-old and she's a girl and she comes from a wealthy family. However, based on what I could see, this post has now been removed by Reddit moderators. I suppose they don't want people talking about the case on their website. But I just want to know something. Like, realistically speaking, if things were to go as planned, right? According to Skylar, what she created some blueprint in her head to execute this plan to teach her boyfriend a lesson. If he had survived,
Then what?
What did she think was gonna happen? Like, she would lure Ollie to the park, get stabbed in the hand as she suggested, then what? Would they
Yeah, bitches be stupid. Like, what are you thinking?
tell Ollie, hey, this is from Skylar, about the time you yelled at her at that party because you sent nudes to some other guy? Like, I can't imagine an outcome that would make Ollie think, you know what? My girlfriend Skylar's right. Okay, Skylar, I'm sorry for yelling at you for sending nudes to other guys.
Yeah, it's probably prayers go out to his family, but it's best case scenario for her that he did make it. Cause if I'm him, I'm killing that bitch first. What?
Can you ever forgive me? Like, what did she think that was actually going to happen? Like, that just goes to show you how immature and stupid this 13-year-old girl is. And now, as far as what the law enforcement in Reading, England have done to the suspects in this case, they've all been detained under youth detention custody, and their trial is to be set on the 21st of June, like I said before. And as for the late Oliver Stevens, a petition has been set up on change.org, and this petition is aiming for 50,000 signatures, and it calls for a ban on lethal weapons without a license, or all lethal weapons owned under the age of 21. As much
Okay, so like, I understand where y'all coming from with you need a license to possess a lethal weapon under 21 and shit, but let's be honest. The people that got the illegal weapons, they don't give a damn about the law. So if they pass this bill, all they doing is putting restrictions on the people that follow the laws. Criminals don't follow the laws anyway. That's just like when governments talk about, let's get rid of all the guns or let's put more restrictions on the guns. You're not putting restrictions on the criminals that's using the guns. They could give a damn about the restrictions. You putting restrictions on people that follow the law. The person that's most likely getting robbed, other than the person that's robbing them. You feel what I'm saying? So
I would like to think that our late Ollie is the last victim of such a brutal attack and loss of his life. We all know that that won't be true. The best thing we can do to prevent this sort of thing from happening again is to educate the younger generation. Help them realize that even though movies and pop music may glamorize killing and, violence in general,
Propaganda.
since we all know that a lot of young boys are influenced by this kind of stuff, they should be educated on the fact that it's all an expression of art and should not be taken as real life situations. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our discussion on the murder of Oliver Stevens. Let me know what you think down below.
damn, man. Let me know in the comments what y'all would do if a bitch tried. What would you do if you got set up like this? Me personally, I would crash out. To be completely honest, but hey, everybody ain't like that. But condolences go out to Ollie and his family, man. I hope she didn't get a slap on the wrist. I hope everybody involved get what they deserve. You feel what I'm saying? But that's the end of this video. I'm out.